And welcome in. This is Unfiltered Sports YouTube. I'm Jackson, one of the hosts of Unfiltered Sports on our YouTube, Spotify, our podcast that we've been doing. This is going to be the first video on our YouTube channel. We just created this channel. Want to kind of upload short videos. Maybe we'll add the podcast here as well. Nick and Kyle are not here with me. I'm just doing this on my own time. For the sake of the channel, if you will, I'm bringing my NBA power rankings. We are about a week and a half into the season. I'm recording this 11:30 on a Wednesday night. So pretty much it's Thursday. The Wednesday games just wrapped up. It's a little late. I do apologize. I've been pretty busy lately. But the NBA season has been nothing but excitement so far, to my opinion. Lot of young and up-and-coming teams that are proving why they should be reckoned with in the NBA, and there's a lot of teams that have big-name value that I have quite low on this rank. And personally, I think it comes with good explanation. People might disagree because, the big names, the big stars, etc., etc. And that's what makes the art about sports betting so exciting, because everyone has a different opinion, and this is just going to be my opinion. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'll try to make this below 30 minutes, but let's get right into it. Just the bad tier, just get it out of the way, really. Just these four teams. You could even add the Pelicans, but the Orlando Magic, Detroit Pistons, Oklahoma City Thunder, and Houston Rockets. All those teams picked in the first, I don't remember what Thunder had, but these three teams all picked within the first five. The number 1, the number 2, and the number 4, or 5, whatever Suggs went. They're just young teams, The Oklahoma City Thunder are the youngest team in the NBA. They actually just came off a pretty big upset win against the Lakers in OKC. LeBron's out. AD was dealing with an injury. It was a weird game. I actually had the Thunder upsetting this game just because Anthony Davis was questionable all day. And he got cleared like 30 minutes before the game. But the Rockets, I like their future. Not really, but Jalen Green is a great player. There's something in my eye, I apologize. They have Christian Wood as well. What's their super young guy? I have all the... What's his name? Porter, I think? Yeah, Kevin Porter. Kevin Porter's a straight stud. He's really good as well. They have John Wall. I expect John Wall to be traded at least probably by Christmas, maybe before then. And the Orlando Magic, Cole Anthony, Jalen Suggs, hopefully are going to be a star backcourt in the future, but that will take some time. Next, the D tier, New Orleans Pelicans. Zion is hurt, and he's also added like a shit ton of weight. He's above 300 pounds, which not body shaming or anything, but like if you've seen his fucking Mountain Dew commercial with Zach LaVine where they're playing 2K, he literally is taking up the entire couch. Like, this dude is a fucking straight unit. So he's hurt. We don't know when he's gonna be back. Brandon Ingram is pretty much their guy, and Brandon Ingram isn't gonna go out and win you a championship. Steven Adams is there. But just not a very good team in my opinion. Excuse me. Right now they are ranked. Oops. Yeah, so they're 1-4. Pretty tough so far. San Antonio Spurs, another team that's 1-3, I think. Yeah, they're 1-3. Not very good so far. DeJounte Murray, a guy out of UW, which is the college here where I'm from. I love DeJounte Murray. I love DeJounte Murray's game. He's a very good point guard. Like a skinnier version of Russell Westbrook, I guess. Not necessarily, but he can do all that Russell Westbrook can do, except he can shoot better, in my opinion. I really like DeJounte Murray, there's no one there, unfortunately. Indiana Pacers. They have a great lineup, it's just they are always hurt. It sucks. I love the Indiana Pacers. No, I don't love them. But the Indiana Pacers, they have such a good roster. If they could stay healthy, they just are not staying healthy, unfortunately. I'll go to RotoWire here real quick. Hopefully, great. I don't know how I can pull this up. Indiana Pacers. I love, of course, I'm blocked from all this shit. But just their point guards alone, Malcolm Brogdon and Karis LeVert, just two great point guards. And obviously they have Sabonis, Miles Turner, and TJ Warren. Like, they've got straight scores. It's just they're all dealing with injuries on and off. But I think if this team can at least have, you know, 3 of their 4 stars healthy, they're a decent team. Cleveland Cavaliers, who are surprisingly playing pretty well so far. I believe they are above 500 at the moment. Yes, they are, because they actually just beat the Clippers. I only know that because I had money on the Cavs. Live betted them because they had great odds. Anyways, they're playing pretty good right now. Actually, I think they have potential to be a little bit better. Darius Garland and Colin Sexton, that backcourt has been playing great so far. I'm really excited to see how their future goes. And Evan Mobley, their first round pick, with Jared Allen, you know, who is it? I think they have Lauri Markkanen. They're playing pretty well. I'm really excited for this Cavaliers team. I think they have serious potential, especially with that backcourt. I think Colin Sexton is heavily underrated. Washington Wizards, who are actually playing really good right now. They have some pretty big wins so far already this season. I think they actually just beat the Celtics tonight, but they are also above 500. I'm just going to check real quick who they beat. They beat the Celtics, lost to the Nets by 14, beat the Pacers in overtime by 1, and then beat the Raptors opening night. That's the thing about the Pacers. They're always in high-scoring games. I'll always bet the over. Anytime the Pacers are playing a team that can score. Bradley Beal's carrying this team, but I don't expect him to forever. You know, they have Kyle Kuzma, Spencer Dinwiddie. It's just not enough, really. It's not. Toronto Raptors, another team that is kind of surprising me. They're 2-3, but they have a pretty big win against, who did they beat? They beat the Pacers, and they smoked the Celtics, which is what really kind of surprised me. Scotty Barnes is playing pretty well so far, but I think Siakam has been out for the first 4 games. But, you know, they still got Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, excuse me. He's a great player. I think they're definitely a good team. I wish they just would have gotten a star this offseason, kind of how they did with Kawhi. Because I think with the pieces around him, you know, Fred VanVleet, OG, Siakam coming back, I think they actually are a pretty good team if they have a star. Like, but that's because they won't get a star. I'm talking like a star. I'm not talking like a John Wall or like a Zion. I'm talking like, I don't really know. I'm trying to think. Because they don't need small. They need like middle/big. So maybe, I mean, KD. KD would be great for them. I think Embiid. If Embiid, he won't, but I'm just naming superstars that I think could make the Toronto Raptors championship contenders. Durant, Embiid. No, can't do Ja, too small. Cat. Kawhi again. Jason Tatum. Giannis, and that's probably it. Maybe Jimmy. Just, I don't know, just some names there for you. But they could actually be, they could end the season pretty high. This is just this week's rankings. So this is how I expect it to go for the next week or so. Sacramento Kings. Ooh, excuse me. Well, I really want to put further. They're playing great so far this season. They're 2-2, 500, but they have actually been surprisingly well. They battled and beat the Trailblazers. They barely lost to the Jazz. This game was actually closer than it looks here, 9-point game. They battled against the Warriors, and Harrison Barnes just hit a buzzer beater against the Suns to beat the Suns, which is a great team. So they're playing pretty good. I'm excited for the Kings team. Another team, young team, I'm really excited for this Minnesota Timberwolves team. they're actually also playing very, very well. They just beat, who did they just beat tonight? Didn't they just beat the Bucks tonight? I'm fairly certain they just beat the Bucks. They're third in the West. Yeah, they just beat the Bucks. Lost to the Pelicans, where they should have not lost, and then beat the Pelicans and beat the Rockets, who they should have won. But I'm really happy with how excuse me, the Timberwolves are playing so far. They were a team that I kind of could have seen making a playoff push this so far, because Cat is amazing, D'Angelo Russell, Jaden McDaniels, and Ant. I really expect Anthony Edwards to make a big leap this season and just play lights out so far. And he has been playing very well. Just checking the time here. Los Angeles Clippers. Now, I know if you don't watch NBA, you're like, oh my gosh, why are you putting the Los Angeles Clippers in C? They have Kawhi, yada yada yada. Kawhi is out for probably the whole season with an Achilles injury. He will play if they make the playoffs, but if it started right now, they would not make the playoffs. They would not be close. They are 1-3, and the only team they beat were the Trailblazers, which aren't a very good team as well. They aren't playing very good. Paul George, some nights, yes, he can elevate this team and they can win games, but I just don't think it will happen majority of the time. I can see them getting a 500 record, maybe 3 games above, and squeaking into the playoffs. But I'm just not a fan of the Clippers this year. Another team I'm not really a fan of is the Portland Trailblazers. I really think a trade might happen, either between Portland and LA, or Portland and Golden State maybe. I don't know, but I think either Dame is gone or they're getting rid of CJ and bringing someone else in. But Dame hasn't been making a good case for himself either. He has not been playing well so far. I think he's only made 6 3-pointers so far on like a shit ton of attempts. Of course, it's probably not going to tell me here. So he's only averaging almost 18 points a game. But again, 4 for 11, 0 for 8, 2 for 7. And there's one other game in here that they aren't showing. 0 for 9. He's not shooting the 3 ball well. 4 for 11 isn't bad, but still, he's just not playing well right now, and it's really hurting this Portland Trailblazers team. They're 2-2 right now, but I expect a lot of these teams in the West to start picking up the pace, like the Suns and the Lakers and the Grizzlies. All teams I expect to be doing better. I don't like Portland. I think they can make the playoffs, but I'm thinking there might be a trade soon. Boston Celtics, which I might have extremely low. I'm going to put them in B for now. I know I might have them low. They're not playing necessarily well. They're 2-3 with... Let's see who they beat real quick. They lost to the Knicks in OT. Amazing opener. They lost to the Raptors. Bad loss. Should have beat the Raptors. Beat the Rockets. Easy win. And they beat the Hornets in OT. And they just lost to the Wizards today. So, they lost to a team they should have won. They beat a team they should have won. They lost to a team they probably could have beaten. And they lost to a team they definitely should have beaten. I don't know. I'm just not super sold on the Clippers yet. I think they probably can make the playoffs, but it's going to be close. Charlotte Hornets is a team that I really like. They're 4-1, second in the East. They have some pretty big wins. We highlighted the loss, their only loss over the Celtics. But they beat the Magic tonight. They beat the Nets, spanked the Nets. They beat the Cavs, and they beat the Pacers by 1. I'm telling you, Pacers games are high scoring. Just bet the over if you bet the Pacers. But the Hornets are good. I really want to put them higher. And I think I'm gonna put them above the Memphis Grizzlies. But let's just talk about the Memphis Grizzlies real quick. They aren't playing necessarily bad. They're 2-2 at the 8 seed. Tough loss to the Lakers, which, I mean, you got to beat the Lakers. Tough loss to the Trailblazers tonight. They were leading most of this game, and they really got outscored in the third. I think they got really badly scored in the third. Yeah, they got outscored by 16 in the third and 10 in the fourth. So, rough there. But, who have they beaten already? They beat the Clippers and they beat the Cavs. So, two actually pretty good teams. But I like Memphis so far. I like their play. I think Ja's been playing great. They're going to get... Oh, fuck. What's his name? No. Not Grayson Allen. Sorry if you can hear my dog bark, by the way. Not Grayson Allen. Oh, he went to Oregon. Why am I blanking on him? Oh, that sucks. He went to Oregon. Where is he? I don't think Steven Adams plays for them, does he? Maybe I'm dumb. Dylan Brooks. They get Dylan Brooks back soon. Oh, they traded for Derek Culver. Forgot about that. And they've chased Edwards? Anyways, sorry about that. That was a... And they have Xavier Tillman. I forgot about him at Michigan State. Memphis Grizzlies will be okay. They make the playoffs. Dallas Mavericks. Not too exciting so far. They're 2-1. They have not played very much so far this season. They've only played 3 games. They beat the Rockets. Should have beat the Rockets. Beat the Raptors. Should have beat the Raptors. Get spanked by the Hawks. That's what's kind of throwing me off here. Is I don't know if they can beat good teams. Another team that I think might want to make some trades here to not necessarily make a playoff push, but make a, or not a push to the playoffs, but a push in the playoffs. Dallas Mavericks also make the playoffs. Phoenix Suns, underwhelming start to the season. Who did they beat? I think they beat the Lakers. Did they beat the Lakers or did they lose the Lakers? Yeah, they beat the Lakers and that's it. Smoked by the Trailblazers. Just lost the buzzer beater and then lost to the Nuggets. So, underwhelming start. I think they're fine. They make the playoffs, obviously, but I don't expect them to make the finals again. I do not. Philadelphia 76ers. I'm going to put in A. It's just too much drama so far with Ben Simmons. It's just weird. They beat the Pelicans and the Thunder, two horrible teams that they should have been. They lost to the Nets and lost to the Knicks. So the question is, can they beat good teams? Obviously, starting off the season, Ben Simmons isn't there. We don't know if they're going to trade him. Joel Embiid and Tobias Harris have been really supportive of him. The fans of Philadelphia has not, so I do not know if he's going to be there the rest of season. Los Angeles Lakers not been playing well so far. They have not been playing well. LeBron is hurt again. I expect him to be back pretty soon. Anthony Davis went down last night. He played tonight. Russell Westbrook has not been playing very well. He had a triple-double, but he had a quadruple-double on turnovers, so he's being super turnover heavy. I just don't think this team is meshing at the moment. I expect them to get it together, and I expect them to make the playoffs, but an analogy I like to use for NFL, if I got a $100 bill in the mail sent to me and it said I have to place it on who I think was going to win the NBA championship, or the NFL, I would not bet on the Lakers at the moment. I really would not. They're a team that I'm not betting on. A team that I am betting on, the New York Knicks. My favorite team, personally. Wow. These New York Knicks, we are fighting. We are dogs. We are playing very well. A stupid loss to the Magic, which we should not have lost that game. It was dumb. But a crazy OT game against the Celtics. Beat the Magic the night prior. Smoked them. That's why we should have won that night. And then This game actually looks a little closer, 13-point game, but we should have won this game by like 19 or 20 points easily. The Knicks are playing very well. I think we brought in just the right balance of players. Kemba Walker, Evan Fournier, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, Taj Gibson, Derrick Rose, Emmanuel Quickley, OG Toppin. I think that's it. That's notable names. Kevin Knox might still be there, but I'm not sure. Anyways, but the other New York team, the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets are also not playing well. I don't expect Kyrie to play a single game as a Brooklyn Net this season, at least a home game. Don't expect him to at all. James Harden is not finding success like he has prior with the new foul rules that are in play, which I think is great. I think it's a very, very important rule that they added. So just the last 3 games, 14 points, 14, 14, 15. So, I mean, he's putting up the assists and the rebounds, which is great. But without Kyrie Irving, one of your main point scorers, you can't just be putting up 15. You got to get at least 24 or more. The Atlanta Hawks, not too much hype around them so far this season. They are 3-1. A lot of 3-1 teams in the East are just 3-win teams. They have a dumb loss to the Cavs, which they should have won, and a dumb loss. Where's their loss? Oh, that's their only loss. Excuse me. Close win against the Pelicans tonight. This was a really close game the whole way. But we know the Hawks, they're a good team. They're gonna make the playoffs again, and they easily, I think, can make a push into the Eastern Conference Finals if the drama with these East teams continue and they just get a little lucky. But there's so many good teams out of the East this year. I think the championship or the winner will 100% be from the East again this year. The Denver Nuggets. Denver Nuggets are interesting because they definitely should be higher, at least 3. But the Joker went down last night with a knee injury. I don't know when he's going to be back. I expect him to be back relatively soon. But you never know. He can miss a week or 2. And Jamal Murray's still out. The Chicago Bulls, the leader in the East. The only undefeated team in the league. In the East. They're a great team. I really like the Chicago Bulls team. Zach LaVine, Lonzo Ball, Vucevic, Alex Caruso, DeMar DeRozan. I like the Chicago Bulls team. It's just tough because, again, there's so much talent in the East. You know, the Hornets, how I expect the East to land. Hornets, I can't say. I mean, like the 8 teams. Hornets, Celtics, Bulls, Hawks, Nets, Knicks, 76ers, Bucks, Heat. So much talent. I don't think they make the finals, but they're a good team. Miami Heat, another 3-win team. They're playing pretty good. I really like this mesh of players. Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, Bam Adebayo. Tyler Hero's actually been playing very, very well this season after all the hate. They have a tough loss to the Pacers, but a big win, huge win against the Bucks. Beat the Magic, beat the Nets again tonight by 13. They're a good team. They're a very good team. I expect them easily to make the playoffs without a doubt in my mind. It's tough because I think a lot of these teams are contenders, but the first contender, Golden State Warriors. I don't know how Curry does it. I really don't. I don't know how he's so damn good. But he's going to lead this team to a lot of wins. They're going to get Klay Thompson back. And they're contenders. They really are. They're a very good team. Without a doubt in my mind. Any team with Stephen Curry is an amazing team. Any team with Giannis is an amazing team. The Milwaukee Bucks. They look great so far this season. They have a pretty tough loss. Who'd they lose to? It was kind of a dumb loss. Well, obviously tonight against the Timberwolves, but the Heat won as well. But yeah, and then they beat the Nets opening night, which was exciting to see. I had the Bucks winning that. The Utah Jazz. Utah Jazz, I don't know. I think they might be my NBA championship now. I really do like them. I think Spida, if he stays healthy the whole season, Mike Conley, Joe Ingles, Bogdanovich, Rudy Gobert, Jordan Clarkson off the bench. Who do they else have off the bench that's notable? Not really anyone, but I think they're the best team in the NBA right now. I think they have a very good chance of winning the championship this season. But again, this has been Jackson from Unfiltered Sports. No editing in this, no, cuts or anything. This is just raw, unfiltered, just the way we like it. Probably no one's going to see this video. It's one of our first videos uploaded, but if you ever come back to this video, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.